live in Oregon. I started with LPL in 2009 with one staff admin helper. And today we have a staff of 12. We have 6 different locations. And I love this business. This is my passion. And I thought about what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And I thought about sharing the top 10 secrets or our best standard operating procedures, but it's kind of, you're going to get a lot of that the next couple days, and I'd be happy to share all of that with you. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. But I wanted to tell a story, because in this story, I thought my greatest lessons are in this story, and it's kind of a funny story that I can tell the ladies. I probably would not tell this to LPL as a whole. So I was married at 19. That was over 20 years ago. And when I got married, I got 3 sisters along with. And that was exciting for me because I grew up with 2 brothers. And my oldest sister, Holly, became quickly my very best friend in life. We were partners in crime. She is the yin to my yang. She still is today. We could go to jail and we would have a blast, right? We've been known to sit in Nordstrom Rack dressing rooms all day and just try on stuff and have the best time. So Holly works with me in my business, and she's actually here today. So Holly, stand up. So as you can see, I am a 6-foot blonde, a little curvaceous. I love to be on stage. I am usually the center of the party. I am outgoing. Holly, on the other hand, is a petite brunette, gorgeous, clear complexion. Her skin is beautiful, and she knows everything about skincare. So if you want secrets, you go to her. She's a little bit more introverted, again, maybe the wallflower. She loves to support me here on stage. And I would say probably for the first 10 years of our relationship, we had this really, I wanted to be her and she wanted to be me, right? So we had this very competitive nature with each other. And we would get into these modes where we would talk negatively about ourselves. I would talk bad about myself. She would, same thing. It's this self-talk that is not very healthy. And about 10 years in, we decided to go on a mind, body, soul makeover. We are enough is enough. We are going to take control of our lives and change it. She lived in Chicago at the time. I was in Oregon. We decided every Sunday we were going to talk. We had this accountability worksheet we put together. We did our healthy diet. We shared spiritual food. Every Sunday we just had these awesome conversations. We read books together. We grew. We did a ton of personal development. And she has become my biggest supporter. She requires me to be a better version of myself, and I her, right? We're always challenging each other. So my first takeaway is I hope that all of us have someone like that in our lives. And if not, I would say look to this community to let's find as women in LPL and all running our own businesses or being part of a business, it's easy to start comparing ourselves, right? Oh, I want to be where she's at, or I wonder what she's doing differently, as opposed to, I would say, let's build a community of abundance, right? We have so much to share. We're all doing things our own unique way, but if we could come together more and talk about what that is and share, there could be such a greater community built. And the speaker this morning was talking about exactly that. Okay, so back to my story. So we're coming up on the holidays. We've lost weight, we are feeling really good, and I'm thinking, all right, we've got 20 people coming to my house, right? All of our sisters, all the kids, and what happens at the holidays? You eat, drink, and be merry. And so I was really concerned. I was like, how am I not gonna gain weight? And I look at food and I gain weight. Holly, on the other hand, is a totally different genetic background. So I was like, what are we gonna do? And I had heard about a procedure called a colonic.
Oh, God.
If you don't know what it is, go ahead and Google it. But really, it's a cleansing process. And actually, I'll probably explain it here in a little bit. And so I decided that we needed to do a colonic after our time together to get cleansed. But I decided not to tell Holly right away. In fact, I kind of waited until she was in Oregon, a night where we were probably drinking a couple glasses of wine, saying, hey, Holly, guess what I did? I scheduled a colonic for us. You scheduled a what? A colonic. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, come on, it'll be fun. I'm always kind of the fun-go-lucky partner here. And so after much persuading, she reluctantly agreed. So fast forward, eggnog lattes, pumpkin pie. The night before the big event, we popped this big old bowl of popcorn and ate it. So it's the morning of, we're both a little bit nervous. The colonic destination is about an hour and a half from my house. So we get going, and we're laughing and giggling and wondering what this could be. I'm envisioning like a spa or maybe a doctor's office, right? So as we go, we realize as we're getting closer, we're going into a residential neighborhood. And I'm going, oh my goodness, what did I get ourselves into? And we pull up to this curb, and there are like wild turkeys, chickens, rabbits. I'm going, all right, now I'm scared. I think we can still make it out of here, and she won't see us. But at that point, the front door opens, and out walks a lovely hippie-ish lady with a skirt down to the floor and a braid down to her knees and a shirt with no bra, and she's just smiling like, come on, ladies. So we're like, all right, there's no turning back now. So how many of us get outside our comfort zones, right? All good things happen outside of our comfort zones. When I think about my career, hiring staff maybe before I was ready, or calling that prospect and getting the appointment, or even following up and following up again and following up again and being resilient, right? We have to be okay with uncertainty. We have to be okay with taking risks and keep moving forward. I know that's a secret of why I've made it thus far, right? It's just keep going, feel the fear and do it anyways, right? Have you heard that? That's really so awesome to be in that. I get to where I like feeling uncomfortable. And if I know I'm feeling uncomfortable, I know it's where I should be or where I should be going. Okay, so back to my story. So we jump out of the car, we go inside this house, and we walk down this small like hallway into like a back bedroom. And she looks at us and was like, okay, who's going first? To which Holly's like, she is. Oh yeah, I'll go first. And I think she assumed that the other one was gonna sit outside, right? And Holly's like, I'm going in there with her. So we go in, she hands me a robe and says, please put this on, open to the back. So I said, okay, and I'm just like, la la la, and I jump up on, it's like a massage table. She's got it set up, and she gives me this clear tube, and she says, please bend over and insert it. I'm like, oh, okay. So I bend over, insert it, and then I'm laying down, and so what happens is so this clear tube comes out of you, right? Because between your knees, she turned down the light, right? And the tube comes out, and it goes across the wall, okay? It's clear. Then she flips on the backlight. So your stuff that's coming out of you is highlighted, right? It's clear. she's right here. So what happens is she turns on water, it comes in, right? Fills up your intestine like a balloon, and then she turns it off and it goes whoosh, right? And so then you see everything going by. And so we are completely fascinated looking at my shit. So let's take a break here. So sometimes we all have to be willing to look at our own shit. Yes. We have to understand our flaws, our weaknesses, and be okay with them. So many times, when I look back on my career, I sabotaged myself, right? I got my own way. And now I am like liberated because I do what Julia does well. I don't care about my weaknesses. I have recruited to my weaknesses. I have a team, 4 awesome women here today that support, and we're all better because we all focus on our strengths. And I think if all of us could, who cares about your weaknesses? But you have to understand them. You have to know what you do well. And you be you, right? You're gonna attract the right people in your business. I don't know how many times I said yes when I know I should have said no, right? So I am at a point today where I get to say no, and that is like awesome. Okay, so back to the story. So I am on the table for like an hour. I'm feeling cleansed. I'm ready to sign up for the combo pack. I'm like, this is great. There was even a scale. I think I lost like 5 pounds from beginning to end, right? So I'm like, that was the best experience ever. Holly, on the other hand, it's her turn. And she is freaked out. Like I just don't think I can get up on that table. I don't know about this. She's stressed. She's worried. It's just not gonna happen. So, but she's a good sport. And I always kind of just come on, Holly, we can do this. It's gonna be fun. So she gets the robe on. She gets up on the table. The lady, she's petite, right? Like, I'm no big deal. Pop, she's like, so she somehow like kind of gets it in there. And it's like the water won't go in. She's in the fetal position. Like, it's cramping, it hurts. She is reactive, right? So the lesson here is be intentional, not reactive, which we just heard this, right? Trust me, I have been reactive. I still am reactive. I've got 3 kids. We've got a dog, a horse. I've been reactive to employees. I've been reactive to my husband. I've been reactive to the kids. You name it. So, like 3 years ago, the whole year, I usually have a theme of a year, and that year was to not be so reactive. And then this year, I actually hired a Tony Robbins coach, and the theme has been to be intentional. And so if we marry that, if you're not reactive, you can be very intentional. And I meditate every morning. I visualize my day. I visualize what my client appointments are going to look like. I visualize what my client seminars are going to look like. I visualize at the end of this year, I know that Financial Freedom, my company, will help 150 families pursue financial freedom, right? Like, we know that. We know our core values. We are very intentional on how we go about our business. So be intentional, not reactive. Okay, so back to the story. So Holly's on the table. She, again, not good. The lady's like, I'm gonna put you out of your misery. We're gonna get you off this bed. So she climbs off. We both get dressed, and we decide, let's go to lunch. We're gonna go have lunch at Whole Foods, or it's market of choice, kind of same thing. And we needed to have we needed to start this new year off fresh, right? So we're gonna go have a salad. And so we're going in, it's lunchtime, it's busy. We're walking into the front of the main entrance, right? And I'm like, yes, I feel good. I'm like walking, and Holly's still kind of like unsure about this whole situation. And all of a sudden I hear, Julia, it's coming, it's coming. And I'm like, what's coming? And all I see is this, the shit is coming. And I look down, and it's there. And I'm like dying laughing. I'm trying to get my camera out so I can capture this. I'm trying to take my coat off because I know I need to get behind her, and I wrap my coat around her. And I pretty much pick her up, and I have to get to the elevator because I know the bathroom's upstairs. So we get to the bathroom, we clean her up, we thank God for TJ Maxx, it's right down the road, and she gets to get a brand new outfit. So the last takeaways here are clean up your messes, right? At every level of this business, you will have different messes, different frustrations, different problems. Do not ignore them. Talk about them. My team knows there's gonna be mistakes, right? But in each of those mistakes, I say, where is the learning, right? What can we learn from this, and how do we move forward? So this doesn't happen again. So just keep working through those messes, right? Finally, never waste a crisis, never waste a crisis, right? What's happening with the DOL right now? People think it's a crisis. LPL has given us the best tools with GWP and this mutual fund platform that's coming. They are on the cutting edge of this DOL. I'm on the Investment News Advisory Board. Broker-dealers are freaking out. I've gotten 3 clients on GWP these last 10 days because their advisor called them to say, I'm sorry, I can't advise you. I don't know if this mutual fund is good for you anymore, right? And I'm like, hey, I can advise you, here you go. So embrace what LPL has, never waste a crisis, and let's work together. I made these little cards for all of us. They have a little poo emoji, so you can remember this, with all my little takeaways. So I have to go talk at GWP next door, but Holly is going to be here at the end, and so you can come meet Holly, she's amazing, and pick up your cards. So I hope you guys have a great conference, and I'm here to help any way I can.